Hello and welcome to the War Report. I'm your host Cyrus, joined by Quan. This is a show where we talk about NXT and AEW. I don't know what to say after that. I usually just, do the thing. But how's life? I
How's
have
life?
news, but you can go first. Be
I don't got nothing
polite.
going on. I don't have anything going on. What's your news?
So I will be working with the city of Los Angeles this summer.
Wow, we
Um,
hold on. Clap it up, man. What's that about?
yeah,
Little clap, little clap.
I'll be working with the Cultural Affairs Division. Um,
hmm
so what is it? Today's Wednesday. So Monday, I had to do a physical. Um, just I honestly I've never had a city job, so I don't know if this is normal, but they like check my eyes, ears, height, weight, all that shit. A
I had a
physical
state job. They didn't do all that.
like what is it?
What?
It was a physical without telling me to drop my pants down.
What's the NFL Combine? What you doing?
I'm just working with cultural affairs. Um, and then I'm not happy about it, but I had to do it anyway. I had to go back to the same area Tuesday to go get my fingerprints done.
Mm.
Um, and so I went to go do that. I have to get the real ID thing, because America is changing for the worse.
I still don't
Um,
have mine, bro.
a lot. So when I was talking to the dude that was doing my fingerprint, I like gave him my Florida ID because I don't have my California ID yet. I
Yeah.
am currently in the process of doing that. Um, he was just like, "Oh, California." I mean, he like, "Oh, Florida." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm in the process." Like I just told him straight up, like I'm in the process of getting like, the real ID thing. He was like, "Man, don't even worry about it." Um, like, he was gonna check me in regardless. I'm sure he just meant in that moment. And then he was
Yeah.
just like, "Oh man, I, a lot of people don't have theirs because it was kind of just like a last minute thing where like they announced it and then it was just like, oh, you got till May to do it." And then
Well, I feel like they announced it a long time ago. This nigga didn't care.
honestly, I didn't hear about it until last month.
Really? I remember hearing about it like a while ago, but I didn't take it like seriously in any way or like it mattered.
The only thing I heard was honestly a lot of transphobic shit about it, where trans folks
Yeah.
had to put their whatever was assigned at birth thing on there. So
Yeah, no, that was a big
and
deal with a
and
story from Euphoria.
yeah,
What's her
and
name?
Hunter Schafer.
Hunter shit. I gotta have a conversation about her in a second too.
Let's
It's
let's
not what you think.
Savannah, slow down.
But I'm happy you mentioned her.
um yeah, so I heard like a lot of people were like, I thought, America was just being transphobic about this shit. And I thought that was just because their ID expired and, they're just like doing a new tactic. I didn't know this was part of this real ID thing.
hmm
So I was very confused. And then, yeah, Justin was talking to me about it. He was like, you should probably like get that really soon, along with like a lot of other like forms of identification and stuff like that. Um, so I am currently in the process of doing that. Um, And then I also met with like the gallery people on Monday. That was really nice. They're really cool people. Very transparent, very honest. Um and I think I'm gonna enjoy working with them for the summer. Hopefully it turns into something more permanent.
I was just gonna ask you, is it just like a summer contract type deal?
Yeah, it's gonna be a summer contract type deal, and I'm holding my fingers crossed about that. And he was just like, um, even if we don't have a permanent position for you here, while we're like we are going to be meeting a lot of people, um, during this whole summer thing. So like even if you can't get it, like you can't get a job here, you could probably get the job somewhere else. You feel me? Like along with like some other
Yeah.
people that we meet, just like forging connections and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. And I um so it's so there's a museum called the Getty, And you may be familiar with the Getty if you ever like Googled high-res photos and shit on Google, and they just have the watermark. Um, they have a really good museum here, and it's part of their like museum program,
Hmm.
their internship program for like undergrads and stuff like that. And when they did their little blog posts or whatever, and they were saying these are all like the museums that are working with us for the internship shit, and I saw that, and I'm applying to every single one. You feel me? Because I want to work
Yeah.
in that space. It never mentioned pay. So I was gonna do this internship and then look for another job and then try to just like weave both. Probably like do that during the day and then have like a overnight nighttime job type shit. Um, that nigga said this is paid. I said what? And
Don't you
then
love that?
my nigga almost broke down. Um, because he was just like, "Oh, you didn't know that?" And I was just like, "No." And nobody has like told me about a lot of stuff because um they wanted to do the background check stuff first and shit like that. So um I guess they didn't want to be like, "You got a job," and then I don't pass the background check, and they'd be like, "Ooh, let's pull that back." Um, but yeah, no, that was like a very pleasant surprise and shit like that. And um I show since it was on a Getty blog post and I showed him like the blurb that was like there uh for their gallery. And he looked
Hmm.
at it and he was just like, "Oh, they did it. They essentially just pulled just the like I guess they had to like submit to be like a part of it or like apply to be a part of it and they just put like the general stuff down but they didn't mention all that like other shit." So he was just like they just took what I sent straight from the email and just posted on there. They didn't add like all the extra stuff and I was like, "Motherfucker, you probably should have put this shit there." Um but yeah, no. I'm glad I got it. And then what I really appreciate just like the transparency, he like told me why he chose me. Um and he was just like we have similar paths and I was in a similar position like you at your age. Um and so he said he's taking a bet on me and I really appreciated that. He didn't need to tell me that, but he was just like I saw your experience and he was just like I know you wanted to do like more. Um and I was like, yeah, I didn't want to work customer service anymore.
At all. I don't blame you, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, I really appreciate that. That's about it this weekend. To celebrate. I was always gonna do it, but now it's gonna be a celebration. Now I'm gonna be going to the I'm going to the kite festival. I'm gonna make a kite. I have
A
never flown
what?
a kite. A kite.
Okay.
I've never flown a kite before. I've never made a kite before, so I'm gonna go to the kite festival and do that.
They got bad bitches at the kite festival.
I'm bringing one, so
There you go. That's all you need,
um,
really.
Tanya, if you ever hear this, yes, you're a baddie.
There you go. Not Tanya.
um, but yeah, me and someone that I met them when I was doing the Nike job,
Yeah.
and they were really cool. So I was like, "You want to go to the kite festival?" And they're like, "Sure, fuck it." So
Fuck it.
me and them will be going to the kite festival, and it's gonna be cool.
I like that.
Uh, gaming stuff. Did I? You might have not remembered because you probably like spaced out, but did I mention Warframe last week?
You spoke on it.
Oh, okay, then never mind
And I
then.
asked you, and I asked you what the hell is Warframe because I don't really know what it is. And you were just
Um,
like, it's too much to explain. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right.
story wise, it is very, it's a lot, and I feel like if a lot of people that heard Warframe, they're like, it was always compared to Destiny, um, mainly because it did take place in space, but like it's no longer that. So to even call it like Power Fantasy Destiny doesn't do it justice anymore.
Hmm.
But I would say if you are tired of playing Destiny, Warframe is free, is probably the freest game that you can play right now. Obviously you can spend money and shit for the game to like, just buy shit that you want instead of like grinding for it. Um, but I would say it's like Destiny mixed with like Dynasty Warriors with the amount of enemies that could be on screen, and then you can like how fast you can clear that shit out when you get
Yeah.
really powerful and shit like that. Um, but yeah, no, and what is extremely funny right now is that during this week, I've just been on YouTube and I've kept seeing new player guides for 2025, and a lot of them were putting it out before the PAX East, which is like just like a gaming conference thing. Um, Warframe was going to be there, and they had their little press conference thing, and they're going to be adding a quality of life thing in June to make that onboarding process a lot faster for newer players. And I would say right now, wait till August to hop on the train because you don't want to go what the fuck I was going through, I think like 2 years ago.
Bro, I'm
Um,
not even like as far as gaming. I pre-ordered Expedition 33. I still haven't played it. I played maybe an hour.
I was talking to Justin about it earlier. He said he's really enjoying the game. When I get money, I will eventually like get the game. I'm it looks cool, so I'm
I do
down
like the
for it.
visual of it.
Yeah. Um, but what is it? Warframe, they had their thing at PAX East. It was really, really fucking cool. Um, when I started playing the game a few years ago, you get like the starter like player, and I was just like, oh, I want to see like other, I want to see what's been added to the game, or like, I
Yeah.
want to see the other things. And um I saw a frame that is like water based. And I love water based characters. I think that shit is really cool. Has nothing to do with my zodiac sign, or the fact that I always pick water starters in Pokemon. Um, but I saw her and I was just like, this is a really cool design. I love water-based stuff. I'm going to farm for her. This is the Warframe that I want. This dev stream at PAX East, they released the Prime version of it, which is just like it's just a deluxe version of it. It's free. You could farm for it in the game. You could farm for it next week, and I can't fucking wait. Um, And I was just like, it's been a long time fucking coming. I'm extremely excited to farm for it next week. And they released like a whole bunch of like shit for their summer update. That's all I have to say about that. Helldivers has an update. Um they added weapon customization.
Okay.
I'm in that bitch. I saw that nigga put what is it? A 90 round drum on my favorite assault rifle, and I said I need that. I'm about to
Does it
fight for
like slow you
Super Earth,
down?
bitch. Nah, what is it? No, it's on the base. I don't think it slows you down. But like on the base rifle, like it's like the starter rifle. No, it's not. It's not the starter assault rifle, but it is the semi-automatic one that you could get in the first battle pass. For I don't know, a lot of people have played Helldivers, so I think y'all know what I'm talking about. But that nigga I saw with the 100 round, I saw that shit with the 100 round drum, and then I saw you can put a drum on the SMG too. I don't know how that bitch worked, but I said
A
I need
drum on the
that.
SMG.
A drum on
Mm.
the SMG. I said I need that. Uh,
Mm.
and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's just from what I saw, it's really fucking cool. Um, them niggas getting a little too close to Earth, so I gotta re-enlist. You feel me? For democracy. But that is it on the gaming front. I'm not really doing anything else. Looking forward to Borderlands 4, and then that's it. Nothing else is going on. I said last week I want to go see fucking Thunderbolts. I might do that Friday.
I'm gonna ask. Did you see it? You didn't see it yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I've been like hyper focused on trying to get a job and important life shit. So I
Yeah.
gotta put my AMC A list to work. So um I keep getting emails being like your weekly tickets are here, and I saw they just bumped it up to 4. So I need to start watching these movies, man. So I'm gonna do that on Friday, and then probably like come back home before SmackDown. And one last thing, and then we can get into the trenches or get into your part. My fucking diplomas finally came in. They gave it to me via email, which I'm like, whatever. I saved the PNG of it or the PDF of it. They look great. But I already requested my printed copy. I need that bitch bad. I'm gonna get a
You need the real
retwist.
paper.
I need the real paper, a retwist, and a cap and gown so I could take
Mm.
so I can take the photo shoot. And then we lit. That's
Lit.
all.
I didn't do no damn well. I should. You know what? Looking back, maybe I should have did something like that. I didn't do shit. I think I might have posted it on Facebook and called it a day. Probably as far as I went.
I know my mom didn't get photos of me for high school, my high school graduation. Um, Especially because it was so stupid. They make you pay the $21 for the cap and gown, but it's a cap and gown rental.
Yeah, give it back.
Yeah, I had to give it back, which I thought was really fucking annoying. I paid $21 for like a 1 hour and 30-minute rental.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's
I
crazy.
would have taken that. If I was a real deviant, I would have said I should have took them bitches, or at least be like, I'm gonna find my mom first and then give it back, and they would have been like, nah, come back. I'd be like, shut the fuck up, nigga. Um, I graduated. What you gonna do? Suspend me, bitch?
You know what I'm
Um,
saying, right? What you gonna do?
but yeah, my mom didn't get to take a photo with me, so I'm gonna do it for or even like have photos. So I'm gonna do it for the cap and gown. I mean, for the college diplomas. I got two, so they both gonna be in the photo.
Mm.
I got a what is it? I got like the diploma, and then like I got a certification on my like last year. So that's all.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. I'm passing it off to you. No, nothing else. Nothing else.
I ain't got nothing else. Oh, Hunter Schafer.
Oh, yes.
I think that's something else. Is Hunter Schafer the first like trans woman that you've seen that people like just globally accept? Like, yo, yeah, she kind of
Uh,
fire, and like they did not that much pushback on it. They were like, yeah, nah, she kind of fire.
you know what? It's not
Like I
crazy to say
noticed
that.
that.
It's not crazy to say that. I feel
Am I bugging?
I know there are you know
Like
honestly.
obviously there's gonna be transphobes do whatever they do with troll on the internet or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like for the most part, it just kind of seems like everybody's like, yeah, nah, she's cool.
I
We fucking with her. That
I would
that
say
Met Gala pic that she put out, she'll
mhm.
do numbers.
Okay. So for all the queer folks listening, LGBT folks listening, please give me grace on this statement. I think to us, it's new, but I feel like other like because Hunter Schafer was on like HBO, which I would say is mainstream media. So
Yeah, for sure.
a lot of people that aren't in the LGBTQ or like queer circles, they don't really know a lot of, trans folks. So they don't really had one to gravitate towards, you feel me? So I feel like Hunter Schafer is a lot of people's like first trans daddy
For
that they've
trans,
ever seen on
it's like,
TV.
damn.
Yeah. Um, I don't even think we were gonna get flagged for that, but I wanted to,
Nah,
give us some grace in the
we're not saying nothing crazy. We're not saying nothing crazy.
yeah, I'm
Just
just saying, but
just because I saw that pic and I was like,
I
and I
do
just saw the
agree.
reactions to the pic and I was just like, man, no, like there's very little pushback on people saying like, yeah, she's bad.
Yeah,
There's not a whole bunch of like, yeah, she's a man, but like, you know what I mean? But like,
oh
you
yeah,
don't really,
you don't
you
get
see it, but
transphobia
it's
when you
yeah,
openly thirst for her.
Yeah, you
Um,
know what I mean? Like, I've never seen that before, especially on an
yeah,
app like Twitter, where
yeah,
it's this damn, it's damn Naziville on this damn app.
yeah, I would honestly say I've never seen anybody transphobic towards Hunter Schafer.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you're that bad. You know how far you got to be.
To be all allegations, or
Just
just
chill.
to be immune to hate. Um,
Even the transphobes are like, oh, I get it. Fair enough.
um,
That's crazy.
I
I hope we get to a point, you know what I mean, within our lifetime where like it shouldn't even be a big deal if you do or you don't. Whatever you know what I mean? Just like whatever you like is what you like. And you know what I mean? It's not my
there was
issue.
somebody, there's a trans model that won Model of the Year last year.
That funny
Alex,
girl, the one who's mad funny.
I I don't
One of them did the chicken shop
Alex,
date show and she was pretty funny.
yes, her.
Yeah, she's
Alex Kasani.
yeah.
Um, my friend had a podcast that they were on, and I thought they were charming. They came off really well. They cool with me. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't say I know a lot of. I feel like I do. Well, like I don't know a lot of mainstream trans folks. Like I know a lot of non-binary trans or like just non-binary people in mainstream.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Alex cool too.
That's another
Like
thing I want to get
for
into.
high fashion, get into what? Be clear
Nah,
right now.
who do you think I am? Look, I like I've been really enjoying this season of Last of Us so far
Oh
in the
yeah.
5 episodes we watched. But like if I go on like Twitter just to see what people are talking about the
Oh,
show,
you would think it's the worst show
every
ever.
every tweet is just like, I hate they've turned the show so woke. They put a non-binary in there. They're ruining the show. I'm like, bro, like even in the show, I don't even think she's like. There's no indication of her being non-binary in the show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do we do?
Yeah,
Like, you just making yourself
they're just
mad just to be mad
Ellie is just
about nothing.
Ellie.
It's just Ellie.
There isn't a large discussion about femininity and
Femininity?
young. Yeah, that word. You feel me? Um and Last of Us, and I think that we are running into that, you know, the same thing that was happening in season one, episode three, where they're just like, this didn't happen in the game. Ah!
So woke.
So,
They put the woke in this game in the show. I'm
and
just like,
there are some things that I wish they kept in the game, but like I'm
I
cool with it
understand.
not being in the game. I
Yeah,
mean, not in the show. Like, I feel like Abby's transformation into the killing machine not being in the show is crucial. Not even like, because that is a storytelling device that is just not in the
yeah.
show. And I'm, I will look past it, but I don't like that, you know? But although I might not like that, I'm excited to see the Abby, Levy, Sarah fight shit. Cause that was some of my favorite stuff in the game. Um I would Me and Justin even did a podcast about like Last of Us 2. Like I want to know more about the Sarah fights. So I know the show is going to give them a lot of time, a lot of additional stream time, probably like add some stuff. I would
Yeah.
The Sarah fight's fucking well, I remember what I said. It was like because it happened during the like pandemic, so that was like what is it, like 3 years ago now? The Sarah fights follow like a code or like a sort of Bible, but they
Yeah,
don't
it's
really
like
tell you what that
that
is in the
woman.
game.
Yeah. You want
So
them to expand on that in the show?
yes, I want to
I
know.
like that.
I think they're really fucking cool. So I want to know what like their
Yeah.
beliefs and like all that like shit is. Because they seem like crazy cultists, and
Yeah.
I think it's cool. Um,
Love it, Colt.
I see
Did you watch the
the
most recent episode?
we are behind because Justin's wife does not want to watch it currently. So we all been on hold until they're ready
Oh
to
shit.
watch.
I
After
think this
the
was
after the Joel episode, that shit broke her.
oh it broke her, it broke her. She didn't know. That's
Yeah.
tough. That's tough,
Oh no,
bro.
man, I was waiting with gritted teeth. I said, I can't wait, bitch.
I
When Pascal when Joel pulled his hand out and said, Abby, follow me. I said, yes, I can't wait, nigga. Also, I haven't played the games in a really long time, so I forgot that it was Joel and Tommy that got ambushed
yeah, it
by the
was Joel and
wolf
Tommy, not
and
Joel
not
and
Dina.
Dina. Yeah.
So that change, I think that's cool because it's Dina that's going to
It
be
makes more sense.
on the adventure with Ellie, and she knows what they look like, and then she has the lead. Tommy, he stays behind, and
Yeah.
Dina and Ellie, they just go there, they're just like, without a real lead, you know?
Also, also like, well, I think one of the criticism people had about the game was like, why would Tommy and Joel fuck up that easy? You know what I mean? Like
They got ambushed.
they wouldn't give up the game like that. You know what I mean? No, but like because remember in the game they didn't know until he said it. They had an idea, but until
Hmm.
like they introduced themselves and Tommy was so eager to introduce himself to these people, and they were like, "Oh, you're Joel." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, y'all know us." You know what I mean? But like I feel like people like Tommy and Joel who've been doing this since since the shit started, it would make more sense for Dina, who's probably more green in a situation like that,
Hmm.
to fuck up. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
think it made more sense to have Dina in that situation than
but like
Joel and Tommy anyway.
in the show, Abby knows
She
who
already
she's
knew.
looking for.
She
So
already knew.
there's that. And then also I think in the game where like, Joel and Tommy, they kind of just like, kind of like gave up their identity like relatively fast. I think just being in Jackson, adjusting to this new life, it changed them. They got
Yeah,
soft.
they did get
Um,
soft. No, they definitely did.
they they get softer while fucking Abby turns into a fucking killing machine
Yeah,
and she gets the drop on them relatively easily.
I'm not gonna
Um,
spoil what happened on the episode, but yeah, no. I mean, I'll say this much. I think this most recent episode is the best episode of the season so far, in my opinion.
okay, I probably will catch up on my own, honestly. Um,
Yeah,
but like I also think that like a lot of people are mad that Ellie isn't as mean as she is in the game. Um, and I'm just like, I'm okay with that. Um,
she seemed pretty angry in the episode I watched. No damn,
yeah, like
she didn't
if
seem very
she
happy.
if she's not gonna because when because in the game when Dina gives her the news, Ellie gets fucking pissed, and Ellie's like cool with it. For just like from what I seen when I see niggas mad on TikTok about it, and,
Yeah,
they were just like, "Nah, why isn't she yelling at her, calling her, blah blah this and that, like she did in the game, like just being an
yeah.
asshole to the only person that is trying to help her right now."
Mind you, she also like just went through therapy, so I think she had like a different mind frame of
No,
things.
no,
I don't remember if she went to
y-
therapy in the game or not, but you know what I mean.
no,
Like
the therapy stuff wasn't in the game. Also,
that's what I'm saying.
the therapy thing was like I don't think like she was like really in therapy, but
I don't think she was fully into it, but I'm sure she could gain something from it
yes,
in time. She even kind of implied it, even if she was being sarcastic about it. I still think
mhm.
she gained something from it. You know what I mean? Because clearly
She gained Joel's mindset,
yeah, you know what I
um,
mean?
and like why he did it, and then honestly, like if they want to give people the ending that they want, hint hint, wink wink, or try to just like avoid the backlash that they got from like the game,
Yeah,
um, one, I think that honestly, I think that's pussy shit.
that's
Stick
whack.
to it.
I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna.
Stick to it. Um, but also like they don't want niggas getting death threats again. You feel me? Like, well, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that's like censoring themselves. So like
you can't let
for
you can't let
an
them win.
audience, yeah, for
Yeah,
real. Like tell your story.
But
Um,
also, I think people also got to understand. I don't think they want to tell a one for one story of exactly like the game. You know what I mean? Like, what would be the
yeah,
point? You
which
just
is
play the game.
yeah.
I wouldn't
I
mind if
mean,
they expanded on different things or if they switched some stuff up. I don't think they should switch the ending. I think the ending is that's their
yeah, I think
artistic integrity. But yeah, I think just in general, I don't mind if they sway away from different things. Like even I can't even speak on it because you ain't seen the episode yet. But like they did something that they
okay,
didn't really bring
okay,
up in the first game, and I'm like, oh, now they're bringing it up, and they're just telling it a
yeah,
different way. And I was like, okay, that's cool.
yeah.
So I mean,
I'm gonna try to catch up soon, I guess. I don't know. I rewatched like the first season in like 3 days in prep, so I could probably catch up
yeah,
relatively fast. Um, but yeah, no. Honestly, I'm probably gonna stop having a conversation about like the changes that they made
yeah,
until it ends. Like I
yeah.
I want to see the changes in totality, and I there I want like I said, I want to see the Sarah fights thing, and there is, if you guys remember the game, there is a scene with a crane. I need that to be in the show. That that scene or like that part of the game legit fucking like that I would say legitimately terrified me. Um there wasn't like, Last of Us is not like really a scary game, but going through
Shit, you
that
play with some
part,
headphones on
oh yeah, I
with the
played with
clickers?
headphones on.
Man, shit, had my heart beating.
Um that shit is something. And I don't know, there's a lot of like stuff in Last of Us Part 2 that I really liked. So I'm looking forward to a lot of those scenes. Um and we'll see if they're still gonna be there or not. But okay. Let's get into the trenches. Oh my God. Willow Nightingale re-signed with AEW. Thoughts?
I think that's the right move for her. Um, Especially, I'm going to assume whatever AEW is paying, WWE wasn't going to match it. And at this point, get your money. I like Willow a lot. I think she has a great look. I like her personality. I think she really stands out. But yeah, if she went to WWE, I think she could do well, but I mean, it's a steep roster right now. That women's roster right now is kind of crazy. Like if you really think about it, I think she has a better chance at success in AEW. Um, yeah, I think that's just kind of where I'm at with it. Like it's a smaller pond. I think she has a better chance at success, and also she's probably gonna get paid more. I think it's just a win-win in every situation. For Willow. I mean, unless you really want to take that pay cut and really like battle it out with the girls in there, because they got girls in there. Like WB really got some girls right now. Um, I, yeah, I don't blame her for sticking with AEW. I probably would have did the same.
Uh, so AEW normally freezes people when they don't plan to resign. So hopefully they use Willow to her full capacity since she has resigned.
Yeah,
If they don't, we will revisit this. If it
I think you said a
if
4 year
it
deal. Was it a 4 year deal?
they didn't say they just said
Okay.
multi-year.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw four. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna say it was a good decision or a bad decision, but if they're gonna be using her in the same capacity, um, as they have been these past few years, I'm gonna say it's a bad choice.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're gonna change the way that they use her, um, then we up.
There's a couple girls I feel like they could be using a little bit more, and they just kind of don't. I think her
Yeah,
Queen Aminata. I think Queen Aminata is really good, and I think she also has a really good look. And I
I
don't
think
understand why she doesn't really get a lot of run.
I don't know like how good they are in the ring, like per se, but like even like Layla Gray, like. why is she just a fucking valet for these niggas? Like, you
She
need
might work
more.
Ring of Honor. I don't know.
I know, but like, you need more people here.
Yeah, why we got AZM and all these other random ass people coming in for one night when you got girls that are like just chilling in the back doing nothing.
Yeah, like,
Athena back in
um,
the projects again.
yeah, she could stay there. But like, you could be using Red Velvet, you could be using
Yeah,
Willow a lot more, you could be using Layla Gray a lot more, Queen Aminata a lot more. Um, who else I got? Um, you could take Deanna Purrazzo off fucking ROH or the collision hell that you got him in. Even Taya Valkyrie, like you could be using her too. Um, I just don't know why, like, shit. What is it? They're gonna be doing Penelope, no, Megan Bain versus Anna Jay, and I'm just like, are we fucking serious?
man, Judge came from Japan. Feel me?
Talk. That was
Yeah, that was
like,
like a year ago.
yeah, that was like 8 months ago. Um, but yeah, I
Insane.
don't really understand how they're using these women, but if Lilo wants to resign, hopefully she is like at the top of their fucking list. Oh shit, even like Chris Statlander, they could be using her more. Like she wasn't even on the show tonight.
She just beat Willow though, didn't she?
No, I don't know. That was
Yeah, I think that was
collision
Collision.
shit.
That might be Collision. Yeah, they just had a match. It was pretty good actually.
Mhm.
Um, I got smoke. Was I don't know even know who I got smoke with right now. Speaking of women, um, Evolution 2. I'm upset.
Yeah.
I heard it was gonna be at Mohegan Sun. Now all of a sudden, it's in Atlanta. What happened to Mohegan Sun? That's right down the street.
Didn't they do Mohegan Sun for the first one? Or was that no, that was like in
Nah,
New Jersey,
that was
right?
that was in Long Island. It was I think it was no, I think it was at Nassau. Oh, yeah, I think it was at Nassau Coliseum. I don't know where the hell it was at, but yeah, I heard rumors that it was gonna be in
Yeah, that was the first
Mohegan
rumor that I
Sun.
saw
And I
that
was
they
like,
said CT, and then the next report was in Atlanta, baby. So somebody got some
I'm
shit
sick.
info, and somebody just got
I
they got the rat out.
I think Mohegan Sun might have just overbooked it, or like they're the communication issue as far as the booking. Because I mean, it's during the WNBA season, so I know we got to take account for like the Connecticut Sun games because they play at Mohegan Sun. At least this will probably be the last year they do because I think
Blame
they're selling the
blame bl-
team.
blame blame women's basketball.
I'm blaming women's basketball for a reason. There's no women's wrestling in my building. Um, yeah, that just kind of sucked. But I am excited they officially announced Evolution 2. I read that if they're not doing a five match card, I think that would be very silly of them to do that. I don't think you want to piss a lot of people off with a five
Hmm.
match card for Evolution 2. So yeah, I'm excited. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And I like that they paired it with there's another show that weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm
Is it Saturday Night Main Event?
yes.
Okay. And I also believe that's the same weekend as All In.
Yes.
Ooh-wee. Long
So
day.
support women's wrestling. You feel me?
Well, I think All In's earlier in the day though, so you should. I mean, you gotta marathon through that bad boy. You feel me?
Man, you know how I watch them pay-per-views.
Of
Quit playing with me. I ain't watching none of that bullshit live. I need
um,
I need the ability to fast forward.
of course,
Um,
Worlds Collide's coming up. There's like TNA, WWE, and AAA will all be involved, so that could be a interesting show. Um, AEW, CMLL, ooh, that shit sold out. Mexico don't play about their wrestling, huh?
hmm?
So Mexico don't play about their wrestling.
Yeah, no, they don't. They really
They do not
believe
play.
that shit.
Do you have any thoughts on Sabu?
Um, Outside of all the problematic stuff, he has some cool matches, had a great look. I feel like like him and Rob Van Dam, there are like another two like set of wrestlers that a lot of people aren't really stealing from. Um,
But they can't do it.
which I'm just like, how the fuck you can't do how the fuck you
You can
can't
do
do,
you can do Sabu
hold
stuff.
on. How the fuck you can't do Sabu shit, but you could do a fucking 640 triple corkscrew moonsault bullshit, but you can't put a fucking chair under your fucking leg.
That shit hurt.
These niggas need to stop being pussy, dog. Um, I don't even think there was any like Sabu like tributes tonight. Um,
Did they at least do the little graphic
yeah,
before the show? Okay, did they
no,
at
they
least?
didn't do it. They didn't do it
Oh, they
before the
did.
show. They did it
They
during the
did
show.
direction.
They did it during the
Yeah, I know.
show. Taz said some words.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That was cool. And oddly enough, they didn't use any of the what is it?
The 5 minutes he was on AEW TV.
Yeah, it was a fucking slideshow, and I was just like, you have footage of the man, like, all right, show.
He didn't look the best during that time.
um, what else?
I'm literally just scrolling through WrestlePeers since I didn't do the rundown. Just
Mm-hmm.
full
No, that's fine.
disclosure for everybody listening. I ain't watched none of AEW, and I had no time to set up anything for the podcast today. So we're kind of freestyling it a little bit, but we're here.
Lucky bitch. I hated watching the
Yeah,
show.
dad duties came up. Y'all get it. I
Yeah.
think
Sure.
that's all I really got.
Shout out to the dads in chat. Um,
Dad, bro.
but yeah, they did some tributes to Sabu. I don't think there was like any in-ring tributes to Sabu though. Um,
What would you do? That's what I'm saying. What you about to do?
I mean they had a
Actually,
full-on
probably good
steel.
point. You had a
They had
full
a
on
full.
cage match tonight. You're
Yeah, and
right.
they didn't do any.
They ain't do nothing. You're right. That's true.
Moxley bled like a bitch.
That was a tribute right there.
He's been doing Sabu tributes
For a
fucking
long
years now.
time.
Um,
I want to run back him versus Cena again. I haven't seen that. I probably haven't watched that since it happened. I do remember how surreal that was when it was happening.
yeah.
I was like, what is this matchup?
I remember watching that when I like first started getting into it, so like 2015, but like I should probably do like a rewatch of it. I thought it was cool when I first saw it, but I'll see how it holds up now.
Because you had
Um
to understand, like at the time when it happened, that was like peak we hate Cena era
mhm.
against a guy like Sabu. It just like it didn't make sense. Like, but it was cool because who thought it just showed? I think Vince really liked Sabu.
Yeah, he thought it was really
You got
fucking
to
cool.
gain Sabu a lot.
Yeah. Also, hold on. I gotta grab my laptop because the fucking docket didn't update on my phone. I think I might make a new fucking
Set
notes.
up there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine.
because this is the
Also,
second week that it hasn't happened.
yeah, but as far as like Sabu for me, I didn't really like watch ECW coming up. So I'd really like I've seen clips and I've seen matches here and there, but I didn't really like I didn't get to see the peak of it. You know what I mean? So most of what I've seen of Sabu was from either clips or just like his ECW run in WWE. And
Hmm.
possibly to this day, still the loudest chair shot I've ever heard in a wrestling match.
Oh,
When he did
when
that
he
shit.
cracked Rey
Right,
Mysterio.
Mister. I
Yeah,
I don't know what was going on in the acoustics in the building or what. The loudest chairs I've ever heard in my life.
yeah, they fucking cracked their shit. Um,
Yeah, find that. Let me see this on
but
YouTube.
yeah, I never really watched a lot of like I never like really watched a lot of ECW shows. That's outside of the ones that we've done for Spot Callers. Um, and I just watched like individual matches, like everybody fucking else, like before you like have the WWE network. When I was really just watching matches off YouTube. Um, but anything else in the trenches that you've seen before we go into AEW?
Nah, I think we're good.
Okay, so I'm gonna accompany this or jumble this up all in one. Top Flight cut a very fiery promo, saying that they want to get their shot against the Hurt Syndicate and they will not miss. Dante Martin does a lot of screaming, and that's not good character work to me. That's not good promo work. You're just screaming, nigga. Um, and then Dustin and Sammy Guevara comes out, and they're just like, "Yeah, y'all go get him." And
There's
I
too
was
much
just
Sammy
like,
Guevara on my show.
"Yeah," and I was just like, "Okay." And then The Hurt Syndicate beat their ass pretty definitively. Um,
They had a match. It was a
yeah,
match.
yeah,
Okay.
they had the match on the show, and they spoke with MJF prior to it, and he was just like, after we win, we want you to come out after the match, so we could give you the decision. So they beat the shit out of Top Flight. Bobby put the hurt lock on him, put that nigga to sleep. And mind you, Bobby is still in the still in the hurt lock, right? Sammy Guevara and Dustin come out being like, "Stop that right now." I
Knock it
shit you
off.
not. Literally, did Dante Martin is in this nigga's arms, bruh. And
I
he
can see
goes,
Dustin being a knock it off guy.
yeah, he's just like, knock it off. You're, like bullying them or whatever. And then Crew comes out, Andretti and Leo Rush.
Leo Rush, yeah.
Yeah, mind you, MJF was supposed to come out after the Hurt Syndicate wins. Um, they're cutting a promo saying, Leo Rush says, Bobby, out of the, respect for the history that we have, you should offer us a title shot. Um, and Andretti called Dustin, old, and then makes fun of Sammy and Dustin or whatever. And then MVP goes, "You niggas sort this shit out on Collision.
Buried him. I love
You
that.
niggas go have a number one contendership on Collision." Literally says the producer is telling me we have 3 minutes. No, 30 seconds. So we're gonna go to commercial break. Please stay tuned with us. MGF will be coming out to get his decision. We cut to
There you
commercial
go.
break.
Get
Comes
right to
back.
it.
Do 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 do. Happens. They all say yes. They're all fucking cheering. All this sort of shit. It seems like something slimy is about to happen.
Of course. Has to.
MJF doesn't know it yet, but they're all giddy. They're all, thumbs
You
up,
think you think
yeah.
you think MJF's gonna get screwed over in this situation?
Yes. Because
Okay.
there's gonna be a contract signing next week, to officially put him in the Hurt Syndicate, and
A contract.
yes,
Okay.
back. They're doing a lot of work, so MJF doesn't have to work. There's gonna be a contract signing. They go backstage. They're celebrating, and MVP says, "You got a lawyer?"
So matter of fact, I do.
Yes. Mark Sterling, who is still
That's who it was last
employed by
week.
AEW for some reason.
Good for him,
No,
man.
he's representing MJF. The other fat
Okay.
nigga lawyer, you'll see him next week probably because he's the Hurt
Okay.
Syndicate lawyer. But I was just
Oh,
like,
okay.
nigga, how are you here? Like, how do you still have a job, nigga?
That's
You
smart
don't
mark, baby.
you don't do shit. And that's it. So they're gonna be doing a contract signing next week for all that. The championship eliminator fatal four way. Mina, Tony Storm,
I heard they
Izumi.
gave her some ass music, bro. I heard her music was doo doo.
Yeah, honest.
Tony Khan said, "Yeah, we'll switch it
Mikey,
back."
Mikey
I
Ruckus,
respect.
bruh.
He gets too much praise. You know what the
Close.
problem is
He
with
gets
Mikey?
too much praise for very mediocre work.
But I guess in comparison to Def Rebel, he's like, yeah, I don't have to do too much.
They're both ass. Um,
Def Rebel will give you one every once in a while. It's rare. Def Rebel will
we
give you a couple one.
we ain't getting nothing from this nigga. But yeah, Mina came out with some new music. I was just like, oh, that's her AEW music. Also Sky Blues in the match. She wins.
Sky Blue one.
No, Mina wins.
Okay, so
And
wasn't
I
that
tell
bad.
Justin, and me and Justin were just like, this team is ass. And then she wins, and I say, Justin, they're playing her old music. And he was like, what the fuck
Yeah,
happened? And then we go on Twitter.
Tony Khan
We
was like, I
see,
changed it back, bro.
yeah,
Fuck
we
up. Stop wilding.
first somebody links the tweet where Mickey Girl just goes, yeah, man, I made me the Shirakawa's new theme. Hope y'all like it. Then the next tweet that was sent in chat was just like, that shit's ass. And Tony Khan goes, agreed. I changed it back.
I mean, that hurts.
That shit ass. That nigga
That's
sucked,
funny.
bro.
Was it really that bad?
I just thought it's just honestly it's standard AEW theme, very mediocre, very regular, very undefinable. Um, if
You think
that song was to play in the next 4 weeks, I'd be like, who the fuck is coming out?
I got a question for you. If you were a mid card wrestler, you had to choose between Death Rebel or Mikey Ruckus. Who are you choosing for your theme?
I'm choosing Def Rebel solely because there is too many niggas in AEW that have hip hop rap type entrances or type music. Um, and just because I'm black don't mean you have to give me rap. I want something
Oh,
different.
that's why I appreciate Naomi having the rock theme.
Yeah, cause what is it? Nick Wayne has a fucking hip hop theme.
You got the Zaytoven
Or
Jew.
yeah, the fucking fake Zaytoven shit. You know, the Hurt Syndicate has one. Uh
Look at an actual
you know.
rapper on there, Joy, at
No,
least.
I
Not
know, but
like,
I'm just saying. You know,
yeah.
Swerve has it. Um Joe has it. It's not, you know, very cipher type beat. Um
Well, Joe's theme's similar to his WWE theme, so
or no, sorry, the Ops theme.
I don't even know what that theme is.
It's like it's very standard. You could put it's just a
Is
standard beat.
GTA 3 MIDI music?
No, it is lunchroom beating on the table type shit. Um yeah, everybody just has like very like samey, probably like 808 type. I would say Nick Wayne probably has like different because you know he has like the Zaytoven type shit. But like a lot of people would just have like the same 808 drum loop type shit. So I would personally go with Def Rebel just so I could get like something different. And also I like alternative and rock music, so that shit cool with me.
You know
Give
what?
me
I'll give Death Rebel some love. I think Penta's theme is hard. I think Jacob Fatu's theme is hard. I think Phoenix's theme is hard.
yeah.
That's the most recent ones I can think of. So
I would like what is it? I think Dom Mysterio has a really good theme.
yeah, I
Um
like his theme.
like his solo theme. I probably would like something like either Dominic's, Penta's. I would kill for Aleister Black type shit. Um
That's not Death Rebel. That's I think it's CFOs,
I
right?
know, but like still like that
Yeah,
if I would like a rock theme similar to like those three or you know
yeah.
non-hip hop beats like those. Um but yeah, no, that was so funny. So Mina Shirakawa wins. Um
That
this
double or
is like
nothing
yeah, and she'll be wrestling Tony Storm at Double or Nothing. I wanted to ask you, is this the first time somebody has won a championship eliminator?
in AEW possibly, but this is also I'm assuming she didn't pin Tony Storm in the match, right?
No, yeah, she did actually.
Oh, she did. Okay, then yeah, it's definitely the first time she's someone's won a championship eliminator.
If I'm wrong, shoot me.
Nah, I think you're right. I believe so.
So yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Um Post match, Izumi gets attacked by Tony Storm, and then Jamie Hayter comes out, and then she attacks what is it, Mercedes. And I was telling Justin, I think it would be really cool for somebody to actually win this because Tony Storm needs something to do.
Yeah. In the meantime,
Yeah, like
I had a feeling she was eventually going to lose one of these eliminators. They couldn't just keep doing them and just having her win every single time.
yeah, I'm glad that like it was like Mina who won.
Also, is Amina like official like AEW now? Is she
I
like did
think
she get the
so.
graphic? Okay.
I don't think she got the graphic, but I think she you know they
And
already
cause
confirmed
she's
the
no
resign.
longer with she's no
Stardom.
longer with Stardom, right? Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought.
no more of that.
Okay.
Um, so yeah. And then LOL Moxley wins. I thought the cage match was extremely boring. Um, like before the first commercial break, so like the first I would say like 5 minutes, they're doing like chain wrestling, rest spots, all sort of shit. And I was just like, you know, this is like very like odd for, you know, this intense feud that you're trying to have. We cut back, you know, we come back from commercial break. Willow Hobbs is out there and the Death Riders are out there, and then Joe and Moxley are bleeding. They did not show what made them bled. They you just come back and they're both bleeding.
What's the matter?
And honestly, I can't think of a spot I can't think of anything interesting to happen in a match. Like they're really just what is it? I tweeted so much bleeding for very little work, and that's kind of
They
sums
let
up
they
the whole
let they
match.
let they let the bleeding do the work.
Yeah. And then they have, LOL Moxley wins. People are climbing the cage, all sorts of shit. Also, if you watch the match back or like when you watch it tomorrow,
Yeah.
there are extremely large holes in the cage. And
Hmm.
I was telling that to Justin. I was just like, "Yo, what's up? Like, the cage fucked up. Like, what's up with this shit?" Because and he was just like, "No, WWE does this too. Just like the holes aren't just not as wide. Like
Hmm.
that cage looked like ripped jeans." And I was just like, "What? Like, I've never seen like because that's he was telling me like that's where people are gonna like do all the climbing and shit. They're gonna be using those as
Yeah.
like footholds and shit like that. And I was like,
Yeah.
I've seen WWE do that before where they would have like they'll have like very discreet shelves that are like on the cage where they would just like have bars
Mhm.
that like people could like rest their feet or like put their hands on and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I've just never seen you know the like the holes and shit like just that wide, and it like really threw me the fuck off. But
Yeah. I
niggas
gotta
was
look out for that.
niggas was definitely climbing that fucking cage. um
I saw Gabe Kidd came out and handed
yeah,
Moxley a briefcase.
yes, the briefcase that supposedly have the championship in it, and then he knocked Samoa Joe out. That
That's
happens.
crazy. We haven't seen that title for like a year, bro. We had not seen that title.
I honestly don't think they have that title anymore.
What do you think, they lost it in like a lawsuit or something?
I think they lost it.
They just lost. They couldn't get a replica. They
I
lost it
I
before.
I think they straight up lost it.
Mm,
Um, but what is it? Yeah, so everybody on the outside starts fighting, and obviously, as always, the Death Riders always get the upper hand. Honestly, they were outnumbered anyway. And then they lift the cage. The Bucks come out
okay.
to shake Moxley's hand or whatever, and then Kenny Omega comes out. He beats on Claudio. He beats on Wheeler Yuta. He goes inside the ring, gets beat the fuck up. Um, then Swerve comes out, and mind you, everybody is walking out. None of these baby faces are trying to save each other. Um, when they're
They ain't
beating,
friends.
I know, but like you want to like fight the niggas. I don't know why you're going so damn slow. Um, especially when the show is about to end. When they're beating up Kenny Omega, they lower the cage so Swerve can climb the cage and then jump off it. He did a flying nothing similar to Edge, but at least he landed on people
This
to break
goes.
his fall. It looks like he like tried to do the swerve stomp on somebody, but it's weird when you're trying to do the swerve stomp into a crowd of people. I feel like he should have just did a crossbody. Um,
Yeah.
but when he's doing the swerve stomp, like his legs like spread wide and it looked fucking stupid. But like, yeah, it looked very much like a flying nothing. And when Swerve does that, they raise the cage again, which is funny. I don't think that cage was supposed to go back up.
They're like, oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah, I don't think that cage was supposed to go back up. And then they start running away. And Swerve starts cutting a promo, and it's the Anarchy in the Arena promo, so you know how that goes. I,
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
I think we need a little bit of anarchy. And then, like they always just like find a way to put that in the word is in the promo and shit like that. But like, yeah, they're gonna be doing anarchy in the arena for Double or
A double or
Nothing.
nothing. Okay,
Yes.
I'm with that.
So look forward to that. Oh, also, what is it? Okada gets the when Kenny Omega comes out and he tries to go into the ring, Okada like he does the rain like sort of like the Rainmaker, and then he like
Hmm.
bends down and then punches him in the or like elbows him in the stomach, right in the uh right in the what did you
Diverticular.
say? Right in
Right
the
in the
diverticulitis. And I was like, that's not Um,
Hey, right.
but yeah, that and then that's how they got the drop on Kenny Omega. But like, yeah, that's pretty much it. No
So
speedball.
is Okada in the Anarchy too?
I think so.
How you top setting somebody off on fire? You know what I mean? Like, where do you go from there?
Bleed more than you did last year.
Also,
Uh,
where is Jungle Boy?
nigga, you don't
He's
want him on your
hurt.
screen anyway.
I don't want him on my screen. I'm just where did he go? Is he hurt?
Okay. Quick hits. We're starting the show. It is Will Ospreay and Hangman Page versus Takeshita and Josh Alexander. And remember, they're supposed to be doing a can they coexist angle.
Do they coexist?
No, no, no. All right, remember, this is supposed to be a
Mhm.
coexist angle, right? When Takeshita and Josh Alexander are coming out, the camera cuts to Will Ospreay and Hangman Page smiling and laughing together.
They coexisting.
How are we supposed to be doing the coexisting? How can they coexist? And then you cut to the shit and they're giggling and laughing together. Why even set this shit up? It's so fucking silly to me.
They coexisted. What are you talking about? They got it.
So yes, they coexist because they get the win. Hangman Page gets the pin on Josh Alexander. I'm not very familiar with Josh Alexander's work, but I seen this nigga get pinned a lot already.
I like Josh Alexander.
I can this
Funny
nigga
enough, the first one I ever saw was him versus Will
Osprey.
Ospreay on TNA. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, pretty good match.
This nigga's a
Very
jobber to
good
me.
match.
Um,
I mean, if you're on Don Callis family, yeah, you're pretty much a jobber.
yeah, he's
So
just another he another white jobber. Um, what is it? So he gets pinned. Takeshita comes out and then starts beating on Osprey, and then this is where the animosity between Hangman
mm,
Page and Osprey start. And I'm just like, why are we doing the we coexist in the post match? That is the silly part to me, because during the match, like they're doing like I would like they
nigga doing tandem moves.
yeah, they're doing tandem moves. They're moving as if they are a tag team unit. Even Don Callis are just like, yeah, they're like working really well as a tag team, but I don't think they're gonna outdo the family, shit like that. But like, yeah, they're working like a well-oiled fucking machine, and I thought that was really funny. And then all like the dissension of the fucking like tag team comes all in the post match. Um, they like almost accidentally hit each other and shit like that, and that just makes both guys
Whoa.
irate.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just found it funny that all of like the animosity was coming in the post match after all the shit that they were saying into each other on the mic last week. Um, I just thought a lot of that shit was very silly. Ricochet versus Zach Gwynn.
Zach Gowen?
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. This match, not good. AEW don't do squashes, so this nigga got a lot out of Ricochet. And I thought that was very much ridiculous. He
Is Zach
kicked,
Gowen in any good shape?
I really wouldn't say so. Um,
Okay. I know it was a
but
point in time where he kind of wasn't in the best shape after the WWE run.
he's probably in better shape than he was when you last saw him.
Okay, that's fine.
Um, he kicked out of everything Ricochet had besides the spirit gun. So he's kicking out of the 640.
He
He
keeps out at
kicked that.
640?
Yes, he kicked
Okay.
out in rapid succession, mind you. This all happened within like 2 minutes. Um, kicked out of that inverted DDT that he does.
Mm-hmm.
Um, kicked out of a moonsault, I believe, and like he kicked out of like all like his signatures. And what is it? Yeah, I mean, he got a lot out of him, and I'm just thinking like the whole match, I was just like, you didn't want to be the stepping stone to a Braun Breaker, a Carmelo, a Ilya Dragunov, possibly like a Dominic Mysterio, even like, possibly other people that are like coming up and stuff like that. But you're willing to give a lot to this guy who is not even on the AEW roster, and that was is what makes you fulfilled.
Who
Like,
hasn't been relevant in wrestling like 20 years? That's such a niche wrestler. Like you had to like be there.
dog,
You know what I
I
mean?
was
Like
I was telling Justin
that,
like
that was specifically for Tony.
I did, yes, specifically for him. I have done a lot, a lot of like going back in history when I started watching wrestling. Like
Yeah,
I was watching a lot of YouTube videos. I was watching a lot of shit about angles,
yeah.
the SmackDown '06 roster. You feel me? Like I was like very much like learning my history and shit like that. I have never heard of this nigga in my fucking life.
It was such a short amount of time.
I've watched videos about Brock's ascension to the top, and he was not mentioned in that.
Well, I would say Zach Gallen had more to do with like Vince than and Hogan than it did Brock. Everyone remembered the Brock beatdown, but I think Zach Gowen's bigger moment was with when he was teaming with Hogan against Vince.
Okay. Like I've watched a lot of like I've never heard of this nigga in my fucking life, and I was very much confused.
That shit was crazy though when I was because I was a kid. Obviously, I just remember like Sean O'Hare like grabbing the guy up out the ring and his leg just popped off. We were like, "What the fuck?" You didn't know he didn't have he was missing a leg
Yeah.
until a couple weeks in. You're
And,
like, "Oh,
well,
I think I don't have a leg."
so so Ricochet comes in with his leg, right?
Yeah, because he stole it during
Yeah, yeah,
Collision.
yeah, yeah. And similar to when he stole Prince Nana's robe, he just had it in the corner, and then the
Yeah.
person that he stole it from never tried to grab it. So he really just wrestled on one leg for a lot of
Well,
the
no,
match.
he wrestles with one leg anyway.
Oh, he doesn't wear the prosthetic when he does the match?
No, he wrestles
Oh,
with one leg just in general.
I was just like, damn nigga, you ain't trying to get your leg back.
Nah,
Um,
it might be really hard to wrestle with a prosthetic leg. Actually, it probably would just be easier just to do it with one leg. To be honest,
Probably. Um, but yeah, I felt like Ricochet gave this guy who we'll probably never see again in AEW a lot.
a lot. Yeah.
Like no disrespect to him at all, but like it's just facts of the matter. Like this guy will never be seen on the AEW roster again. Hasn't been relevant in 20 years, or like extremely relevant in 20 years.
No,
For
you're
him
right.
to
He
be
he's not
for
been
him to
relevant.
be for him to be kicking out of all of your signatures is fucking crazy to me.
Ricochet won it, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Just so confused about it.
Shout out to Zach Gowen get a paycheck though. You feel me?
Yeah, shout out to him. His family was in ringside and shit like that. He probably lives in
Yeah.
Chicago, so they were just like, pull up. Um, but no, I thought I thought it was just like a little bit egregious with the amount of shit that he was kicking out of. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Nigel, Tony, Garcia, they're talking to each other. Um, Nigga, when Daniel Garcia came out, bruh, I heard a nigga get a text and I heard him read it.
You're the ding.
Yeah, and I heard
You
him
got a
read
Facebook
it.
notification.
I heard him read it under his breath. That
That's
nigga gets
crazy,
no reaction.
bro. He don't. There's nothing to react to.
That nigga gets no reaction. Nigga got no reaction when he was telling doing his promo outside of when he was gassing up Nigel McGuinness. His accent is honestly like the way he talks is fucking ridiculous. What he his promos are pretty bad. Um I This should honestly be a Collision exclusive. I don't give a fuck about any of this shit. And Daniel Garcia basically wants Nigel McGuinness to tag with him against FTR. Stoke comes out and be like, "You guys hurt FTR so bad they not coming out." And Nigel's doing the thing where he's just like, "No, I can't do it. I can't step in the ring. Like, you don't. I don't want to do it." And then Stokely comes in. He's just like, "That's right. Your ass shouldn't come out because you're old and you're a bum." Shit like that.
Mm.
Basically, like the reverse psychology. Um, and then obviously the match is gonna happen. FTR comes out, beats him down a little bit. Um, there was something that was said in the promo that made me laugh was that Stoke said that FTR are killers. Nigga, they was getting they ass mopped week in, week out by the Death Riders. And then when they're beating up Nigel McGuinness and Daniel Garcia, Daddy Magic comes out with a crowbar and they scatter like roaches. And I said, what kind of killers are y'all if y'all running from fucking Daddy Magic, bruh?
Daddy Magic.
You niggas are some hoes. This shit is crazy to me. Um, Also, like, it's weird that this is supposed to be like some sort of rehabilitation for FTR, but like, if you're putting Nigel McGuinness back in the ring, nigga, he should be winning.
You don't have to win.
He should be, because he better than them
No.
two niggas.
Also, Collision, they all agreed just for giving us a 20-minute um no contest between Daniel Garcia and Dak Harwood last week. That's unnecessary. Who asked for that?
That's actually crazy.
Who
Sorry you
asked
had to
for
watch
that?
that.
I sat there. I was like, this is. I fast forwarded. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't watch that whole thing. I fast forwarded. I watched that on 1.5 speed. I was not watching that full match straight up. That's
You're
nonsense.
you're learning well.
I I saw that on. I saw it says 20 minutes on Cage match. So y'all got me fucked up. You know,
Mhm.
watch this fucking match with no finish. Shit. Okay.
Um, Before we get into NXT, that's it for AEW. There's nothing else. And since
All
you
right.
weren't there, I went into more detail than I normally would. Um, just for
You
you.
did a good job. You did a good job. I really got the
Um,
gist of the show.
yeah, you're lucky you didn't have to watch this. Um, yeah, so before we get back before we do NXT, would you want to talk about Backlash? What'd you think about Backlash?
I went into Backlash with very low expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised. And I owe John Cena and Randy Orton an apology. I like the match. I ain't gonna. Okay, I'm not even gonna hold you. I really enjoyed that match. I didn't think they were gonna do very well, and they proved me wrong. Um,
My thing with that is that Cody Cena set the bar so fucking low
that might be it.
that this match was pretty decent, even with all the crazy ref bumps
We
involved.
needed that. No, we needed that. Every Cena match should be that. If we're gonna do this, I need that. I need just nonsense and madness because I just don't
Hey
think he
man,
can wrestle anymore. So if we're gonna do this, just do that.
nigga, I do not need no goddamn ref bumps when he's wrestling R-Truth.
He gonna kill
Okay.
him. He,
Yeah,
he gonna
he
kill him.
should. But my thing is that R-Truth is a very beloved figure, right?
Yeah.
And they want him to get booed.
Yeah.
If this nigga does not get booed, beating the shit out of R-Truth, we need to stop this.
Yeah. How much on that?
Cause R-Truth is by far the most beloved guy on the roster. Beating up fucking Alpha Academy will legitimately be a downgrade for, John Cena. Like it would be like how the mighty has fucking fallen.
Yeah.
If the R-Truth shit don't work, this is bad.
You know what my thing with Cena is? I don't believe him.
Yeah.
I don't believe what he's saying. It doesn't feel genuine. It feels like his heart's not even in it for real. You know what I mean? Like I know
Yeah.
he feels like he's just acting out how he thinks a heel should be, but he's not really like healing. And I don't know
He
what's gonna change.
he's MJF in it for sure.
Yeah, he's like it's very much like, and I can't even say it's like MJF. I don't really know how to explain it other than like I don't believe in what he's saying, and it's very hard for me to get into it. I'm like this guy just playing a character. It's like he's
Like
trying to use his acting from like his real like acting experience
yeah.
in
Like you
this.
say that MJF acts like, he's like trying to be a cool heel. John Cena is trying to act like a despised baby face,
Yeah,
and it's not
my
working.
it's more so with MJF is that like his character is he's a heel. You know what I mean? Like that's
Hmm.
just his character. He's a heel. That's it. It's not so much like he's trying to
And I
act like
I'm
anything.
I'm feeling a very similar way with John Cena.
Yeah,
It,
it's
it
just
might not
like
it might not be 1-to-1, but it is feeling the same. Like
his motivations,
lacking.
they don't make sense. If you're saying, oh, the crowd turned on me, the crowd's been cheering you for the last decade. You know,
Yeah, like they
it
stopped
does
turning on
it
you a long time ago.
a long time ago. If you would have did this, if you would have cut this promo back in like 2012 or something, we could have been talking. But in 2025, it's not in. And I still
It's
think I have an issue with just The Rock kind of being
mhm.
involved and just not being involved.
This shit is extremely confusing to me because like you said, like John Cena's been getting like cheered for like the past 10 years now. And then also just the fact that like these are our last moments with Cena
Yeah,
in the worst possible alignment.
yeah.
Like, I don't know how a heel John Cena is selling more tickets than a face John Cena in his final fucking days.
I might have to go to that Boston show. By the way, I
Oh,
don't know. Them
because
tickets are probably gonna be crazy, dog. But I might have to go.
you know what you could,
I've seen Cena live throughout his whole career. I think I got to go to this one at least.
yeah. I just think it's really silly. Other backlash thoughts. I thought Gunter McAfee was fine. Well, honestly, not even fine. I thought it was
It
good.
went
Like,
as I went as expected.
yeah,
People really gave me shit. They were calling me like a shill or whatever when I was saying like Pat McAfee never had a bad match, but he never had a bad match. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like,
yeah. Like he had a
don't want to
he
be fake upset about it, but like
he had a decent match with Adam Cole. I thought this match was really decent here. Also, you like Gunter so much. You hate Pat McAfee so much. Why wouldn't you watch the guy beat the shit out of the guy that you hate so much and not have fun and laugh at that?
because this is quote unquote beneath Gunther. Gunther's a distinguished wrestler, and he's only allowed to have mat classics with the
Yeah.
greats. Never have a match with anybody else.
Um, it's just whatever.
He has to win. You can't lose either.
I I was entertained. And it was like people were just like, "Oh, it went like 14 minutes. Oh my God. Like why Gunter went so long with him? Did you not
He
see
just beat
Gunter
the shit
playing
out
with
of
it? You didn't see him playing
him.
with his food?"
I feel like the people didn't watch the match. They just saw a cage match and said, "Yeah, not too long."
Yeah, for sure. Like that nigga was playing with his fucking food.
At no point was
Cole was
Gunther ever in danger.
yeah, Cole was begging that nigga to end the match. And my thing is just like, yeah, Gunter's not it was never in danger, right? But people
At any
swore that
point,
like, oh my God, Pat McAfee got so much offense. Every
did
time
he?
that nigga got offense, Gunter would go, nigga, fuck up off me. And then beat the shit out of him again.
Yeah,
Every time he fired up, Gunter was shutting him the fuck down. And I found that to be fucking hilarious. It was funny
I like
every
it.
time. Gunter, what is it? Even when he got like the punt or whatever, Gunter said,
He
"Nigga,
kicked
what?"
out at one.
He kicked up at one, stood right back the fuck
Like,
up
I
and beat
thought,
his ass.
like,
He said, "You a punter, nigga? Fuck you."
fuck out of here. You ain't a real football player.
That shit. I thought the match was cool. Um, Dominic Penta, I thought that was really cool. Lyra Becky was.
Banger.
Whew, I love
It
Lyra, man.
it would be my women's match of the year if it wasn't for the fact that that triple threat at Mania happened.
Yeah,
I
I
saw
saw
people were
people
mad. Yeah, I
that
saw people
Triple
were
H
mad about.
said Triple H gassed it, and I was just like, damn, he can't be proud.
No, you know Triple H's kid, Lyra.
Also, also subjective.
That too. I
I
don't
don't
agree
know.
with him,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, it's objective.
I don't agree with him, but I thought the match was fire.
No, that's
Um,
good, really good.
the Fatal Four Way, I thought it was whatever. Um,
I like the Fatal 4-Way. I thought it was fun.
it was alright to me. I just think
I,
like I honestly just thought like this shit was like beneath Drew. Um, Damian Priest as well. Uh. Like it was whatever. Like this on it, like honestly, this could have just been the Jacob fought to LA Knight rematch because I thought they had a really good match at Mania. If this was just gonna be a
LA
re-rock of
Knight,
that,
I gotta give LA Knight his flowers, bro. That nigga's been hooping like the last
yeah,
year. If people don't want to talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about it. That nigga been hooping since the AJ Styles match at WrestleMania. That nigga's been hooping. I don't know what changed. because he wasn't like that before. But all of a sudden, this nigga just having
Yeah,
bangers.
that nigga was what is it? He was thinking that shit up with Sheamus, bitch.
Yeah, all of a sudden, this nigga just out here like going crazy.
Yeah, he fucking hooping. He got points to prove, nigga. He heard niggas talking backstage.
I said,
Um,
man,
and then Jeff Cobb is here. Um,
boy, I don't care. I've never been a Jeff Cobb fan ever. Hopefully, he can prove me wrong. But good
I
lord, the
similar
Tamatanga proved me wrong. So you know what? I'll make a take.
similar to Ricochet. I liked a lot of his work in
Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground. Um, he
Well,
was
that's the first time anybody's seen him.
yeah, and then I liked him. Matt Riddle versus the Lucha Brothers on at PWG. One of the DVDs I have had that match and I liked it a lot. Um I wish Matt Riddle would have got his act together because I think like Jeff Cobb, Orton, and fucking Randy would have been an insane group. Um
Mm-hmm.
or honestly, even if they have like different alignments and they just have matches together, like I thought they worked really well together in PWG.
Well, I think Matt Riddle's just a really good wrestler. He's just an idiot.
Yeah, can't couldn't get in his own couldn't get out of his way. Um, but yeah,
Him and
that's it.
him and Damian Priest really out here having freak offs. I think that's really funny.
Not not
They
not
Priest
not
beat the allegations
not.
for real. I remember.
Da
I remember. You know what I mean?
Damian beat the allegations because he was functioning at work.
They want you to forget, but I didn't forget. David
Oh
Priest was
no,
there too.
I will never forget. Um, but yeah, Damian Priest he got by because he was functional at work. Riddle couldn't do the same.
Riddle was too freaked
Um,
out.
them niggas will both. Yeah, he was really freaked out.
Remember Riddle was just out like hanging out with like porn stars and shit, had a little thong underwear on. Niggas wilding out
Yeah.
when he got
My, my,
fired.
yeah, my thing is that like Damian Priest was just like, hey man, there's fine girls in the WWE, bro. We fought with them. Riddle said, hell
Yeah.
no, nigga, there's some hookers
Nah, fuck.
outside. No. Damian Priest said,
When Matt Riddle wants a
okay.
party, you just gotta say no, bro. Nah, dog.
Yeah.
You just gotta say no.
Which is just like, it is what it is. All right, NXT time. Um
Shout Myles Bourne. You know why. Said
he
said my ability, not my disability. You feel me?
yeah. He said, I might not hear well, but my pull game strong.
You feel me?
Um, okay, so I'm gonna start off with NXT, sorry. Um, Oba, Charlie Dempsey. I thought the match was really cool. Nothing to really
Yeah,
brag about, but it was
yeah,
cool.
Charlie had Obafemi in hell, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
At that point working.
yeah. I think Oba never really worked with a real like mat worker. You feel me?
Yeah,
He only wrestled Hoss and high flyers.
Charlie wasn't lying when he about to stretch him out. Pause. You know, he's like, yeah, you about to get
So yeah,
you ain't getting out easy tonight, buddy.
yeah. I don't think Oba has ever wrestled somebody of like his like wrestling style. So that was really funny to see. Myles Bourne cuts a promo, really good
Good
promo.
promo. Good promo.
Yeah, good, really good promo. Ethan Page comes out and said, "Nigga, you're not ready for this big time. Put your number one contendership opportunity against me, for real." And then Ava comes out. I don't know why the fuck she came out. Oh my God.
She looking good though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Cut.
Sometimes Ava. Sometimes I'm like, okay. Every once in a while.
You and Say got that CT mindset. Um,
What?
the CT mindset. Y'all
I'm
both think
just
the
saying
same.
sometimes she be looking all right.
I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna say. Um, but chat knows my truth. Um, she comes out, cuts a very terrible promo. I don't know. I think she just talks weird sometimes. Uh, and then she makes the match official. Miles wins. I think a win over Ethan is very big for him. I do think though that NXT needs to get better heels. We can't just keep feeding Ethan Page because that is gonna start losing its impact.
They got rid of Gallus. She should have kept Gallus around. That could have been Joe Coffey taking that loss.
Honestly, what is it? I was talking to just earlier today. I was just like, NXT don't got no good heels.
They really don't.
So I see why they turned Trick heel because all the other heels suck except
What,
Ethan.
Sean Spears?
Yeah, like our heels are fucking Shawn Spears, Rich Holland, Lexis King,
Who I'm not even sure is a heel. He
Wesley,
might be a face. Yeah, Wesley. I don't. He gotta go. Get him out of there. Why is he still there?
and what's crazy is that like he's still there, and then he has like
A
the big
whole new
niggas
get. Yeah, they
as,
got a
as
stable
his
now. They got a
disciples, and
they
then
got a
they
name
have
now.
no matches.
They be working Evolve.
Like so stupid, bro. Um, yeah, no, I think NXT has a lot of like really bad heels. Um, yeah, between like Ethan Page and like Dark State, it's a really, really bad way. And Dark State is only like, and they're only really good because they really just be beating the shit out of niggas. Like they know with the talking shit
Yeah,
sometimes. Well, they about that action, then they talk they shit.
I can respect
Um,
that.
so it's a bit odd. Next, uh, Fatal Influence, Stephanie Vacker, Jordan Grace, no Jasmine Nix. Wonder what happened. Um,
Mm. She on Evolve too, buddy. They said her ass to Evolve too.
I'm telling Evolve be the last strike, bitch.
I'm telling you, you
Um,
can't make out the Evolve, you're cooked, buddy.
yeah, they come out, talk their shit, and then they're just like, we will just beat you later tonight. Um, NXT women also need more heels. We don't have any good heels, so we're in a bad way. Um,
Oh, we got Lash, Big Lash.
Lash is the face as far as I'm fucking concerned. Um, what is it? They paired her and Lola together. I thought that was really cool. Somebody
I
who can
like
wrestle.
I think Kalani's gonna be a fine heel. I think Zarya is leading up to being a heel too, so
She needs, yeah. At first, I was just like, damn, no, they should keep them together. But no, they need more heels. After
Zarya just
like,
gives heel energy anyway. I'm sorry. She looked like a
yeah,
heel.
yeah, like when I saw like Fatal Influence was in the main event, just like being like the momentum little match, I was just like, all right, we are in a bad way. NXT needs more heels. Um, Even when like, when they turn Roxanne heel, we was just like, eh. But like even back then, they didn't really have any good heels. Um,
Yeah.
so they need to figure that out. I think yeah, like even Jada Parker, who was like kind of just like heel adjacent, like people just like really started fucking with her. So like
You know the problem is? I'm gonna tell
she
you why.
fine. Oh,
The girls are too fine. Wait, I
too
don't want
fine
to
to
boo
hate.
them. They're too fine to hate. I can't boo them.
Mm. Yeah,
You really think about it.
these women
They
need to
look too
start
good.
getting these women need to start to get a little more devious. I need them to start interfering in matches, really
Take
doing some
somebody's
heel
man. That's
shit.
what we need to do.
I need
Bring
some,
that back.
you know what somebody really need to do, bruh.
What's
Somebody
that?
hit Stephanie Vacquier with a concerto. I think that
Mm-hmm.
will really set it off.
Call her a bitch. You really want to set
That
it off.
too.
Bitch.
Yeah, that's what NXT needs.
I think Natalia got the trademark on that though.
Calling
That's her
somebody a bitch.
bag.
Yeah,
Bitch.
that is her bag.
That's
Uh, but
her
yeah, no.
bag.
I feel like NXT is very like heel deficient. We got some good ones and not so great ones. But moving on. I have honestly this match was just like whatever to me because I've seen this before. Fatal Influence just losing to Jordan Grace and Stephanie Vacker. So I have nothing really positive to say here.
As they
Or
should.
much to say here. Quick hits, Wesley versus Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo cooking as he always do, but he gets distracted by Stacks being like or saying
I
on
got
the on the
I have the
on the big
drop on her.
yeah, on the big screen and said, "You don't think I know where she
Tuh.
at?" And then that gets a distraction and Wesley gets much deserved or like much needed win.
Most
Sorry.
needed.
Needed win.
So
Um
has Rizzo been in that safe house for like the last like 2 weeks?
yeah.
Damn.
I mean,
What
shit,
is
they
this man
sold the fuck
capable
out of
of?
that. I mean, it took them 2 weeks to find that shit. there must be a lot of safe houses. Uh, excuse me. But yeah, match was cool. Um, Tatum Paxley, Thea Hale ends in disqualification. I think
I'm
Tatum can't be heel,
no, I
but
don't think she is.
I think this is a good attempt.
I'm happy they didn't just give up on her after they kind of dropped their whole team on her.
I mean, the reason why they kept her and not the rest of the team is because she has potential. Um, so I think this is cool. She's going back to like, her older gimmick, but like in
Yawn, crazy
context,
girl gimmick.
no, this is not Crazy Girl. This is like sad Crazy Girl.
Sad crazy.
Because like,
Emo crazy.
it makes sense this time. She isn't in distress. She just lost a lot of people that were close to her. Um,
All she ever wanted was a friend.
yeah, and then she lost two of them. She lost three of them.
Mm.
Crazy. But yeah, so
She can't go out to brunch with them like on her off day. You feel me?
but she alone when she go to work. When you know when your homie don't show up for work, they call out
That
sick
shit's
or
the
they on
word. That shit
vacation.
the word, dog.
Oh, that shit hurt. What? Oh my God. Um, what is it? Me and my former manager, we could never take a vacation at the same time because then who the fuck's gonna run the building? Or who the fuck's gonna be the manager if we're both gone? So we're just like, fuck, bruh. We be at work being like, this shit suck, boy.
One time, I had me and my bro. We worked at the arcade at an arcade, right? And we were working the early shift, but he had to switch shifts to like the light night shift. He was like, "Yo," but we were like BFFs at work, bro. He was like, "You should switch with me," and I was like, "Yeah, I'll do night shift with you." And then they get switched back to the morning shift. So I was just stuck on night shift. The nigga left me
Uh,
hanging
no,
on the morning shift. I was
that is
hurt.
not, that's not your
He set
friend.
me up. That was
That's
not
not
my
your
friend for
friend.
that.
That's not your
Push
friend.
me on. Left me hanging, dog.
That nigga a bitch. Fuck him. Damn, that nigga got the drop on your ass crazy.
Shout out to my bro
Um,
D'Angelo. That's my guy. Shit.
that's not your fucking guy, bro. He set
That's
you
my
up.
guy. That's my boy D, man.
Nah, text him right now. You remember when you did that fuck shit to me,
Remember
bro?
you fucked me?
Why'd you do that?
Why that fuck shit?
Why'd you fuck me, bro? Why you fuck me over like that, bro? Um, but okay, moving on. Joe Hendry and Trick Williams have a face off, and I'll tell you right now, Joe Hendry. Well, two things. Nigga, I don't care about the TNA championship. And
Yeah.
Joe Hendry cooked Trick.
I don't know how I feel about heel trick. I don't know if it's hitting for me.
My thing is that what other heels do we have?
You kind of have to. I feel you. Plus, he
Like
has to go. It's that rite of passage with the NXT. You have to kind of do the heel run. You got to do the heel run at some point.
it
Everyone does
has to
it.
go this way. Because the thing is that like Trick is not more over than Javon. He's not as over as
Eh,
Ova.
he's more over than Jabon.
I don't think so.
Babyface trick. He's more over than
Uh,
Jabon.
I would kind of have to disagree. I'm not gonna lie.
I like Javon more, but I don't think he's more over than Trick.
I would honestly have to disagree.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's like NXT is very lopsided on just like the heels versus faces, and then also just
yeah.
like we don't really have any good heels, and there's faces who are getting more over than Trick. So it was honestly only smart for him to make that sacrifice. Um, so it is what it is. And then, they got rid of I didn't really think that he was like that much of a good heel, but like, they got rid of Eddie Thorpe, that they were trying to work with. So like NXT is very like heel deficient. So it was cool. I'm cool with Trick making that like switching alignments. But yeah, no, Joe Hendry cooked his ass. Um and I don't think he gonna win that TNA belt. So
Who Trick? I don't think so either.
this he ta-
Not
he
after
talk
WrestleMania.
he talking like a big bad and he about to get whooped. He better hope he win because
How do you feel
the
about the rap
okay.
concert next week?
Um,
The dueling concerts. We haven't seen that since Jericho and Cena.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, white people, if you have this on the speaker, turn it down real quick.
Uh-oh.
Trick rapping, get that nigger shit off my TV. Okay? I'm not trying to hear that shit. I don't want to hear it when it's on fucking Twitter. When he was doing the rap shit, and he had what
Oh,
is it?
the Butch one was funny though. The Butch
Yeah,
one was
use
funny.
it. That one got over, and I'm kind of mad at that. Um,
The Butch one was good.
but yeah, whatever he about to do, and if it's good, I'll come back
And
and say if it was cool or not. But as
niggas
of right
had
now,
the Butch
get that
lesbians doing the Harlem Shake. You want me to hate that?
the video was funny. I feel like the visual made that song worth it. But get that shit off my TV. I don't want to hear this nigga rapping, man. Why? Why? Why niggas? They always want to rap.
Niggas do want to rap.
Why
That's
niggas
how I
don't
used to
want to
make.
paint? Learn an
I used to make.
instrument.
I used to make beats when I was in high school.
Nobody want to make beats no more, man. Everybody want to rap. Stop rapping, bro.
We should rap.
No, stop
You,
rapping, y'all.
you never have you ever tried to write a rap before?
Of course, I think that's a rite of passage for all black
I
children.
don't think I've ever tried to write a rap. I freestyle all the time. I don't think I ever like sat down and like wrote some bars ever in my life.
My cousin was a poet slash rapper. So you know how I think y'all know how that goes. Um,
Let me get the booth.
yeah. When I used to make beats, he actually rapped on one of them, and I was like, all right, cool.
It's fire.
I'll fuck with that.
I had a
Um,
MySpace page where I
uh,
had all my
uh,
beats on it.
Another one of my rapping homies, he also rapped on one of the beats, and personally, I'm not in the big fan when niggas put me in the car and be like, "You fuck with this," and it's like their music. That shit be like, "Nigga, you holding me hostage, nigga." Because if I say this shit whack, you about to throw me out the
Drive
whip.
out the road.
Um, there's only one person where I met him on Tumblr and like I already liked his music when I was like listening on Tumblr and shit like that. So when we were hanging out, he was like, "I'm playing here. Hey, here's this new shit." He's the person that did our he did the War Report theme for us. Shout out to Gold Midas, Javier,
Shout out Gold
homie,
Money.
Big Broward.
Shout out Tumblr.
Yeah. He played me some shit in the car, and I was just like, "This is the craziest shit I ever heard in my life. This shit is so fucking tough."
You know
Um,
why I like Tumblr, bro?
Go ahead.
The girls just show titties on there for the love of the game.
I feel like that was a lot of the internet, even before that. I wasn't around that time, but Twitter after dark was a thing. Like a lot of people were like,
But they wasn't showing, they wasn't like, you know what I mean? Tumblr, they were doing it for like awesome artful shit, at least pretending to be artful with it.
yeah.
I mean,
Shout out to the
shout out girls
they
getting
were
naked on Tumblr.
shout out to them. You feel me? Ugly New York. You know what it is, man.
Legend.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how I found out about Robin in the first place.
Oh yeah.
Tumblr. Tumblr Go. Mark too, I think, actually.
I didn't know Mark on Tumblr. When I found out he
I
was on
think
Tumblr, I
I
was
knew
like,
Mark
nigga,
on
who? I
Tumblr.
was like, who you, nigga? Yeah, Rob and Josh. Those are like two people that like I known off Tumblr. But yeah, shout out to Rob. Very funny
Wait till
nigga.
you know what the first ever page I followed was?
Let's hear it, brother.
Thick Asians. Shout out to Thick Asians Tumblr page.
Let's get the fuck up out of here. Thank you
Good
for
page. That was a
listening
great page.
to thank you for listening to us. Um,
It's a good page. I wonder if it exists.
you can subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/the A Show RNC. You can also follow us on Twitter at the A Show RNC. You can follow Quan at Thick Ass Asians. You can follow me, Cyrus, on Cyrus at Cyrus on TWR. Everything is in the show notes. Um, Next week we'll be doing predictions for
Double or nothing.
Double or Nothing.
Oh no, or Battleground.
Battleground and Double or Nothing?
Is it both? Oh shit. Let me look. Hold
Is it
on.
both?
I hate when
If
they do
it's
this shit.
Yeah, if it's both, I'm honestly just gonna want to do predictions.
Okay, Battleground is the 25th, so that's 2 weeks from now.
Okay,
So yeah,
so it's just
so yeah,
double or nothing.
we'll be doing predictions next week for Battleground. Let's see what Double or Nothing is. Double or Nothing this weekend, right?
I don't
Did
think
we forget
so.
the predictions? Oh no, yeah, it's the same day. God damn it.
All right,
Oh
we just gonna do predictions. That's I can't do a fucking 3 hour show.
yeah, next week's is predictions on predictions. Because then the week after that, we have to review both shows.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let they not about to fuck me with this double feature. All right.
That bullshit.
Yeah, but thank you guys for listening. If you have fun, silly Tumblr stories, you can subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/AShowRNC. Pay the $20, join us on Discord, and let us know your fondest memories of Tumblr. I wish Quan didn't share that with us, but you know what? He
You don't
did.
remember the thick Asian page?
We gonna get up out of here.
Shout
Bye,
out to
y'all.
Chanel of Houston too. Shout out to her. Remember her?
No.
All right.
We're gonna have a Tumblr gush session when what is it? When the chat starts cracking off, because I could go all day about Tumblr, but we gonna get you out of here. So
All right.
peace out, y'all.